Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mr. BuildWealth back at it again. If this is your first time tuning in, I'm here to share information and resources that can help you get started with building wealth. And as always, before I begin, because people have been constantly asking me, I want to make sure that I put my website here on the thread so that way you'll know how to find me. So the BuildWealthMovement.com is where you can find me, and you'll see what I'm up to. I have a lot of information on there that might be useful to you. I've written quite a few blog posts, and feel free to share those with the world. But just take a look to see kind of the messaging that I'm giving out to the world, and you'll notice that it's good stuff. It's good stuff, if I must say so myself. Well, the topic for this session is, how bad do you want it? This topic came about because in the past, I'll say week, I've had what I'll call them, well, they're my discovery calls. And so these are people who have shown some interest in working with me as an advisor, a coach, a counselor, however they want to classify me. But I'm finding that all these people are saying kind of the same thing. And it's very interesting to see. And they're all from different walks of life. So different, education levels, income levels. It's interesting to see, like, people's dreams and then seeing that they're not taking the action to realize those dreams or achieve these goals they've set out for themselves. And I wanted to kind of start challenging people on, how bad do you want this? And this is whatever you want, right? It's people who say real estate. They say, I want to be an investor. They want to start a business. How bad do you want to be wealthy? That's what I really want you to ask is, how bad do you want it? Because I see you doing things that aren't going to result in you becoming wealthy. I'm listening to how you think, and when you respond to my questions, you're not in the right mindset. So I can already tell that you don't want it bad enough just yet. Like it's not bad enough to where you're going to change your whole lifestyle. Like, you're going to change these actions. You're going to stop making excuses. Because when you really are in the zone, nothing else matters. And I do mean nothing else. Like, when you're and everybody has this, when you're in the zone, nothing else matters. Like, you got these blinders on, and there's not anything that's going to disrupt you. Even when life happens, it's almost like life happens and you get right back in the zone. And that's what I want to challenge people when I have conversations around building wealth or disrupting generational poverty. Like, how bad do you want it? Because I'm hearing a lot of what I want to do, the life I want to live, the pressures from society, from my job, from my family, and I get it. But how bad do you want this success? Tell me, what are you willing to do? A young lady I talked to last week was sharing with me that she wants to get into real estate and buy a duplex. And all I said was, how bad do you want this duplex? Is it just like a pipe dream? Is it because all your friends are doing it or somebody told you to do it? Like, is it really your dream? Like, do you really want it? Like, how bad do you want this duplex? And so she shares the story. And I'm like, look, you'll get the duplex. Now, in the meantime, tell me about your savings. Let's start there. Like, what do you have in the bank right now? And it was very little. And I said, so what you're telling me is that you want this duplex over here, which I know you're going to get, but you're doing nothing to prepare yourself for owning and maintaining this duplex. And what I always do after I kind of share that with somebody, I say, let me know if what I'm saying is making sense. Because some people are living on this hope, wish, and prayer that they're going to get it, and not realizing the responsibility that it takes to, again, get the place and maintain it, but all the steps that lead up to this. So that's just one scenario. And again, I'm hearing I want to do this because of that and this and that and whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, great. What are you going to do after we hang up this phone or after we get off this virtual meeting? Like, how bad? Because what happens is, I know I can help these people I'm talking to. Like, I know. And I'm not helping them in every facet, but there are certain things I'm just going to knock out the park if they commit to working with me. And so this other gentleman said, well, how much is going to run me? And so, I gave him my pricing. I said, look, man, you got to stop thinking about cost, because cost tells me you are a consumer. I said, because if you want it really bad, you're going to make investments. So you working with me is an investment. I'm going to get you there. You told me what you want. I'm going to get you there. Or I'm going to find one of my friends to refer you to help you get there. But I'm not going to fail you. I'm not going to let you down. But how bad do you want it? And so I said, look, man, I don't want you to pay me a cent. I'm going to send you some information, because he had mentioned some various topics. And so I want you to read some of these articles. And these aren't my articles, but I have articles on all the topics that people ask me about, generally speaking. So I said, this is not even something that I wrote. I just want you to read this. And then I'm going to have you do 2 or 3 things. And I love giving people these little assignments. And all it is, it's a challenge to see if you're full of shit. That's it. If you want it bad enough, you will do this thing, and then you'll call me back relatively quickly. And you'll move forward. You'll make the investment. I know you got the money. So the money's not the problem. I don't think you want it bad enough to make this investment. That's what I think. So somebody can tell me otherwise, but I think we're so afraid to make investments because we might actually get what we want. Crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? Like we tell people what we want to do, and then we don't do the things to help us to get there. And so when maybe an answer or a solution pops up right in your face, we don't take advantage of it. And so then I question people. I say, I don't think you want it bad enough. Like, I think you're just giving me this lip service, but you're not willing to do what it's going to take to get you there, to that next level. And I think it's sad that people will continue to live their lives and achieve minimal levels of success. And I do mean minimal. Because when I ask the question of, does anybody dream about coming in second? Hell no. Does anybody dream about being mediocre? Maybe. But most times we are dreaming and fantasizing about having all the money, all the riches, all the wealth, all the success with our business, all the success with our family. Like, we dream about being like the ultimate being. And yet our actions aren't lining up. How bad do you want it? That's what I want to know. I want to be wealthy so bad that I'm going to do everything in my power to make it a reality. Not just I'm going to talk about it, post about it, go on these rants about it. Like, I want it bad. And if you keep watching me, you're going to keep seeing me check off things on my box. You know how bad I want it? So I have been talking about how I'm going to and how I'm continuing to disrupt generational poverty. So much so, I got that shit trademarked. Just got the news this week from my attorney. It's trademarked. I am going to disrupt generational poverty. Straight up. And if you don't think I'm serious, I just got it trademarked. See the little TM? Check my bio. Check the bio on Instagram. I just added it this week because I just got the email 2 days ago. So I want it so bad that I'm going to do things and make investments because it ain't cheap. And I went through the route of going through an attorney to really get my stuff trademarked because I wanted it to be done the right way. And when she told me her price, I said, great, because I'm going down this road where I need to protect my intellectual property. And I have a lot more things I need to get trademarked because that's how bad I want it. Some of y'all out here just clowning, talking about what you gonna do. You ain't doing shit. And I want to keep pushing you. I'm going to keep poking at you because I just want to see if you're going to prove me wrong. I want you to be financially successful. I want you to have that emergency fund. I want you to have all of your credit scores at a minimum over 720. I want you to retire when you want to retire, not because, your job says you got to go or you got to keep working because you don't have enough money. I want you to protect your family and have that estate plan. Like, I want you to have those instructions written out. So if something happens to you, well, let me take that back. Everybody's going to die. Everybody. So why do you keep not planning to die? Leave some instructions for your family if you love them. I don't think you want wealth bad enough because if you did, you would do all the things that I talk about. You would do all of them. Not saying you're going to do them all today. But over the next 6 months, 12 months, you gotta start checking some stuff off this list. I should not have a conversation with you about what you want to do and then a year later have the exact same conversation. You don't want it bad enough. That's what that tells me. So I'm gonna keep trying to find people who want it bad, like real bad, and I'm gonna work with them. And that's who I'm going to keep trying to find. People who want it bad enough, and then realizing that I can probably help them at some part of this journey, and I'm gonna fade to black. Like, I'm gonna do my part, help them out, get them going, and then boom, I'm out. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. So I want you to disrupt generational poverty. I want you to be like the wealthiest person in your family. I want you to be that person. You fantasize about it, you dream about it, but your actions are just not lining up. So if you aren't quite sure where to start, hit me up. Schedule a 15-minute call. That's all I want you to schedule. 15 minutes. Maybe you start there. Maybe that's the spark. Maybe that's the first step you take. Let's see where it goes from there. Let's just see. So I, again, will issue this challenge to the world, and I'm not going to stop. I want to see how bad you want this. And whatever I can do to support you along this journey, I'm willing to do it. All right, everybody. Catch you next time.